Coming up on the 10th edition of Lubbock ISD Today, seniors at Talkington School for Young Women Leaders have picked out their class rings and their caps and gowns.
Really becoming real that I'm actually going to graduate at the end of the year and I'm going to be by myself, so it's very nerve-wracking.
And a Lubbock High student was recognized for soaring through the ranks of the scouting program.
How to plan and how to have time management as being an LASD student and having homework as well as managing scouts and my responsibilities in scouts.
And are you hungry? Our schools are getting ready for the annual Thanksgiving lunches.
Plus, local firefighters donated jackets to some of our elementary schools just in time for this cold front.
I think the impact is great for our families and our community just because, they don't have to worry about going and getting a brand new jacket. They don't have to worry about going to the store, using those extra funds just to get a jacket. I mean, now they got a brand new jacket, a way to keep warm, just one less worry that they have to deal with as they go into the holiday season.
And in gameplay, we continue our story series as Diego highlights one of our Lubbock High baseball players.
Tough times. Me, my brother, and my mom. It's just us three. It always has been.
All this and more coming your way on the 10th episode of Lubbock ISD Today.
Hello, and welcome into this milestone show. I am Aubrey Noble, she is Sierra Davila, and this is the 10th episode of Lubbock ISD Today.
Wow, we're at episode 10. Time flies when you're already having fun.
That's right, and we start off today with some exciting, incredible, and amazing news from our school district. We start at Wolfworth Elementary, and a really good job, a really good story, as the Lubbock Professional Firefighters Association went home with the Wildcats and gave jackets out to every student. This came in just in time for the cold front that blew through this week. This is awesome, but even better, they have 2 more Lubbock ISD schools to go to next week.
I just want to say from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. I mean, just everything the firefighters have done, all the volunteers we've had today, all the support from our community has been amazing. And you can see it, just the joy on their faces and helping our kids and helping them to get the jackets. I mean, it's a great opportunity. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. We appreciate everything y'all have done for us.
We live in a crazy world, but there is so much good happening here in our district. It is so amazing to see.
It really is. And we're still over 180 days away from graduation, but the planning process at Talkington is already underway. Check out this footage here. Students in the junior class were looking at their rings, but for the seniors, it was time to order their caps and gowns. It's a big milestone in their senior year. And for the seniors, we spoke with reality of graduation on the horizon is setting in.
At the beginning of this year, I was like, oh, we have so long to go till we graduate. But just a couple months into the school year and we're ordering everything for the end of the year, and it's really becoming real that I'm actually going to graduate at the end of the year and I'm going to be by myself, so it's very nerve-wracking.
Graduation will be here before we know it, and over at the Vocational Transition Center, or the VTC, one of our Lubbock High students was honored greatly. Hadley Nicholas competed in the Eagle Scout project at the VTC by refurbishing both of her trailers. Teachers, administrators, and so many others came to celebrate Hadley on this amazing accomplishment.
Boy Scouts is an amazing program. I first started off in Girl Scouts and it wasn't necessarily my thing, so I switched over to Boy Scouts following in my brother's footsteps, and I joined Troop 575. I was the first girl, and I had jump-started the troop, and I had led these girls through multiple different skills that I had learned in my own scouting journey, such as knot tying, how to set up a tent, how to become a better leader, how to better communicate with people, and ultimately it's just led to better life skills.
Mr. Ward was an Eagle Scout, and he was telling us about how high of an honor this was. Congrats to Hadley.
For sure, and keeping it here in LISD, all the high school and middle school theater students recently performed in the 3rd annual Lubbock ISD Theater Live. Our own Emma Feist captured this footage students performed at the Buddy Holly Hall. It was a night full of amazing performances. In all, it lasted an hour and a half. But for those students, performing a venue like that, it's something that will stick with them for a long time.
Absolutely. Last week, people all over the world celebrated Day of the Dead. And a student at Bean Elementary took part in the time-honored tradition. Students at Bean walked the halls dressed up and had an ofrenda and participated in annual activities. They say one time a year our departed home come back to celebrate with us, and so it was a special day for everyone involved at Bean Elementary. Wow, what a fun environment. And as the Coronado Mustang Mariachi Band performed for the friends and family members that went to Rush Elementary's Thanksgiving lunch, the Sioux crew was also there that day. But Sierra, I have really fond memories of going out there and eating with all my friends and family. Thanksgiving is amazing.
We talk about home memories all the time on this show. I'd say that's one of them.
Absolutely. Hey, and still to come on this edition of Lubbock ISD Today, we head over to the gameplay with Jaden Lopez. We have a feature story on one of our Lubbock High baseball student athletes that you won't want to miss.
But first, you can almost smell our next story, and it happens to be here at the ATC.
So stick with us as we have more coming after this short break.
This year we challenged our audio engineers to not be audio muters, but rather audio mixers. But we didn't know how much it was going to change the job.
12% in. Oh, let me take off my iPhone.
Yeah. Watch out, we might have the next generation of audio engineers.
So every child, every day in Lubbock ISD means that from the time children start with us in pre-K until the day they graduate from high school, every child has the opportunity to access high-quality programming that will prepare them for their future and so that they can be successful as adults.
Talk about. So we look at the fundamental of livestock animals. So primarily we're looking at beef, pork, and lamb, and poultry as well. But we're able to take full carcasses in and have students understand the mechanics and the anatomy and the muscle and meat biology of what makes those animals what they are.
Welcome back to a very special episode of Lubbock ISD Today with your hosts, myself, Aubrey Noble, and Sierra Davila. Weather with Sarah Rose. Sports with Jaden Lopez. And Tuned In with Elena Lucero. Now, back to the desk as we resume this very special episode of Lubbock ISD Today.
And with that, we welcome you back to this episode of Lubbock ISD Today. And Sierra, did you smell the popcorn coming in?
I did. They say popcorn makes everything 10 times better. And as you are about to see, we have more movie-worthy popcorn here at the ATC.
Every Friday, there's a smell here at the ATC that just pops out.
It's important to our campus because we're not the usual campus. Most of them have PTA and support in that area, but we here at the ATC, we have to pretty much create the environment for our students who come in. And we felt like to do a Pop Friday would be uplifting. It's something that would bring the morale to a very happy moment, because whenever I smell popcorn, I'm kind of like, okay, game on, or bring the movie, but in their case, bring the studies.
Here at the ATC, this popcorn means so much to all these people because every last cent goes back to the classroom.
Popcorn or pickle?
I like popcorn, please.
All right. There you go. Thank you. At the end of the day, when you know Friday comes, it's almost like it's going to be exciting. I'm going to have popcorn. My whole morale is going to be lifted. And then I can go off, have a great weekend, and start back over.
Popcorn costs $1, but students often receive a popcorn pass as a reward from their hard work and commitment.
Well, I would just like to say, not only is Pop Friday good for the students, it's good for us, the administration, for the teachers, because it does allow us to spot out students who are really trying to do better and to stay on task, to be responsible. And then by them coming, being able to see a smile, it makes all the difference in the world.
From Lubbock ISD TV, I'm Dilly Trevino.
Wow, now I'd say that story really popped out.
We really gotta quit letting Mr. Ward help us write the scripts.
Probably. Now, let's transition into the students' favorite part of the show, where we talk about all of the trending topics around the world.
Let's send it over to Elena Lucero at the Tuned In set. Elena, take it away.
Thanks so much, Sarah and Aubrey. If you Google Tuned In, it says to understand and to be aware of. Well, let's get started and become aware of things going on in the rest of the world. Take a look at this. A Harvard physics professor just finished going the distance, running all the way from San Francisco to New York City. Professor and marathon runner Jennifer Hoffman started the nearly 3,000-mile intrepid trek on September 16th with a plan to average 60 miles a day in an attempt to chase after and beat the world record for the fastest transcontinental run by a woman. Hoffman's trek took her along scenic highways and byways, and she documented the journey on her Facebook page called Run Jenny Run, presumably a nod to Forrest Gump's own Jenny-fueled cross-country gallop. On November 3rd, Hoffman finished the journey in New York City in under 48 days. If confirmed, she will have beaten the standing world record by more than a week. A run and a hug, headlined by a West Virginia football game, when a returning Navy sailor surprises his little sister. Officer Second Class Nicholas Hill spent the last year and a half stationed off the coast of Japan, but thanks to a coordinated effort by school officials, he was able to surprise his little sister Lily, turning an away game into a literal homecoming. How about a treasured teammate? Freshman Bryson Greenhaws is the team manager for the Aztec High School football team in New Mexico. He's also special needs. The team came together to give Bryson a moment to remember. During a recent game with the plan in place and the opposing team on board, Bryson got his spot to shine. Wearing number 31 and slotting in at running back, taking the handoff, and rumbling, bumbling, stumbling for a touchdown. A marvelous moment they won't soon forget.
It made my heart so warm that I was so happy. Words can't even describe the way that I feel or still feel.
That touchdown, great idea. This leap, not a good idea. How Rudolph that doe done leaped, and yup, the deer dented the side of the truck, which was for sale by the way. The deer darts away seemingly fine. No word yet on how the new nick affected the truck's resale value. Sometimes you just need a hug. A Florida sheriff's deputy learned this when he responded to a 911 call that turned out to be a false alarm, but a very sweet one.
Call the police? You called them to give him a hug.
The department said they appreciate the support and are using the viral moment to teach kids about the use of 911. Finally, foul this one under, you snooze, you lose. As security footage shows a Florida family's food delivery left on their doorstep, only to be casually commandeered by a hungry bear which turned up and turned the delivery into a carry-out, leaving the family hungry and confused. With that, do you feel like you're tuned in? Because we had a lot of things happening this week. What was your favorite thing?
I know that you're a runner, Elena, so I like the professor running the entire nation.
I'm a big softie. I love the story from New Mexico and the team manager scoring the touchdown. amazing.
I love that too. Thank you so much, Elena.
Of course, and our show after Tuned In means weather. It's been hot, cold, and rainy all in 1 week.
Will it stay that way? Let's send it over to Sarah Rose.
Thanks so much, Sierra and Aubrey. I hope you've been able to stay warm and dry, as we have had this cold front roll through over the past few days. And in fact, we had a high in the 80s on Wednesday, and by Thursday, we had breezy cold rain. You gotta love living in Lubbock. But on a positive note, it looks to be warming up soon for us here on the South Plains. Currently outside, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures sitting around 58 degrees. We have a 20% chance of rain today, and in the overnight hours, we'll see partly cloudy skies. Temps in the upper 30s. But in some spots, we could see a wintry mix. So make sure to stay indoors. Or if you're going to a playoff football game, bundle up. It'll be cold. Our weekend forecast will see a gradual rise in temps and a decrease in the chance of rain. On Saturday, there'll be some clouds in the morning, but they'll give way to mainly sunny skies by the afternoon. The high that day will be in the low 60s and some slight winds. By Sunday, the temps will rise just a bit more. They'll stay sunny and 75 is perfect. But sign me up for sunny and 66 on Sunday. But we won't enjoy that for long as we look at our 7-day forecast. Rain chances creep back into our forecast on Monday as we have a 35% chance on Monday evening. We'll have cloudy skies early, but overcast with showers at times during the nighttime hours. But after that, it's smooth sailing for our week ahead. Temps will rise back into the lower 70s, and that's exciting because we are finally going to see some fall-like weather here in the hub city. So, to our team at the desk, after where we had temps in the upper 80s, we'll gladly take fall-like temperatures here on the South Plains. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. I love the cooler temps.
I do too, and I've been just keeping warm, wearing all sorts of layers.
Great advice. Wearing layers in the cold weather is a smart thing to do. I should learn from you.
For sure. And to come on this edition of Lubbock ISD Today.
We time out with Mr. Ward. What does he have for us this week? I bet he talks about the competition that we are in.
Hopefully. But first, we head on to the sports set with Jaden Lopez. He gets ready to talk about my favorite sport. So stick with us as we have more coming after this second break.
Want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be?
A teacher. I want to be a singer because I always sing at home and I love singing.
A police officer so I can save people's lives.
I want to be a police officer so I could go to the academy and then maybe if I pass the academy to become a police officer.
I want to be a pediatrician because they could work with little kids.
Today we were forcing our anchors to think on the spot. Being able to ad-lib is a vital key for our anchors in case anything goes wrong. Recently, we pushed this to the extreme.
All right, anchors, we are going live.
But there's nothing on the teleprompter.
What are we supposed to do? We can't debut a new show without scripts.
Going live in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to ISD Today.
Now let's toss it to the weather.
Nothing to report on weather.
Toss to sports?
Nothing on sports.
Well, that concludes our show.
Thanks for watching.
I think.
They'll get better at it. Sorry. Usually I'd have something clever to say, but there's nothing on the script.
I was kind of proud of where my family came from.
I was born into my identity, so I might as well be proud of it.
Just to see us progress and grow as a unit is really good to see.
And I chose to make different choices and or support different things that my family has.
I've always been able to go into my own culture as well as others freely.
Celebrate your roots.
Hello everyone, welcome into Gameplay. I'm Jaden Lopez, a senior from Estacado. You know, this is what our teams have worked all season for, to get into the playoffs. But now, it's time for our teams to make some noise. And our one team in the playoffs is the Estacado Matadors. Coach Blaylock and company are on the road and in Pecos right now, as they are set to face in the 3-seed El Paso Bowie. The Bowie Bears are 7-3 on the season and average 30 points per game, while the guys from the Big E average a little under 47. We wish the Matadors all the best in their postseason journey. Speaking of playoff games, there will be a lot of playoff action at Lowry Field in the coming weeks. And if you are going to see a game, it's cashless. So make sure to take your debit card or credit card and you can buy tickets to these games ahead of time. Just go to the Lubbock ISD Athletics X page, formerly known as Twitter, for more information. Nothing is more fun than watching teams in the playoffs. Speaking of fun, watching teams basketball season is finally here and our teams are officially underway. And we have some teams that are ranked in the state of Texas. Of course, ladies go first. In Monterey, Lady Plainsmen found themselves ranked second to start the season in Class 5A in the Texas Association of Basketball Coaches preseason poll. On the boys' side, Coach Wagner and the Estacado Matadors say tradition never graduates, and it stays true. They start the preseason ranked 11th in the Class 4A. And back on November 3rd, it was Texas High School Coaches Day. And to all of our high school and middle school coaches, we want to say thank you. Thank you for the job you do each and every day, instilling positive qualities in our student athletes. They say a coach will impact more young people in a year than the average person does in a lifetime. Thank you again to our coaches. And that's the perfect transition. Despite being the off season for our baseball teams, our athletes that shine on the diamond still feel the impact of their coaches. And their team, our own, Diego Molinar, shares a story on the impact of sports and the amazing culture within the Westerner baseball program.
Josiah Ordonez has the same dream every little leaguer has: play baseball at the next level. But like oftentimes, life isn't fair.
Like I said, he's like a brother to me. Like, both grew up around the same time. We both grew up in the same neighborhood, always played with each other, always been around him. He's got a fun guy to hang around with. He's great attitude, great enthusiastic, just great guy to be around.
Yeah, if it wasn't for these guys, I probably wouldn't even consider playing baseball now. I'd probably just be a mess up, not coming to practice. But since I'm in this right grade right now, I feel like my 2 years I've been here so far, I've progressed and like stopped messing around, stopped failing my classes, and like getting good grades, raising my GPA, and like focusing more on my sport and where I want to go.
This seems perfect. An athlete growing on the field and in the classroom. But there is always more to every story.
Yeah, you know, tough times. Me, my brother, and my mom. It's just us three. It always has been.
His journey to today has been a winding road of challenges and curveballs being thrown at him.
If it weren't for baseball, I'd be in the hood probably, running around selling. Probably wouldn't even be here right now talking to you. Yeah, if it weren't for baseball, bro, I really wouldn't be here. I'd probably just be running around getting D's, failing. But since I'm doing baseball, it just helps me progress, be a man in life. And I feel like I'm showing my brother the right way to go and making my mom proud.
With all of life's challenges, it could have been easy to have striken out and fallen off the path. But there have been people to step up in his young career.
You know, growing up, I didn't have a father, unlike my friends. And like how they were growing up, it's just tough. And so like the way they showed me how to bring up, and then my coaches, like Coach Monty, my brothers just showed me how to be a man and how to man up to my things. Like if something goes wrong during the game, I can't just like fall down and cry. I just gotta man up, be a thing, be a man about it. I can't cry, fall. And the way he shows how he raises his sons is just like, dang, I just want to be like that.
Being a man and growing up is a focus for Josiah, and he tips his cap to the love of the game for making him the student athlete he is. From Lubbock ISD TV, I'm Diego Molinar.
Great story by Diego, and this goes to show the importance of sports in our schools.
Couldn't agree more. Classic Diego W.
For sure, the brotherhood they have and the sense of community, you can tell that LHS baseball is a special place.
That's true. Thank you so much for sports, Jaden.
You bet.
And still to come on this episode, we're coming to a close. but don't come out just yet. After this short pause, we'll time out with Mr. Ward, so stay tuned.
It's never too early to think about your future. So just focus on it.
I'm Rael Villarreal and I'm in 9th grade.
My name is Malaya and I'm in 10th grade.
My name is Maddox Lozano and I'm in 11th grade.
I'm Justin Hawkins and I'm in 12th grade.
I want to be an actor.
What I mainly want to be is an artist.
The professional basketball player or a district attorney.
With Lubbock ISD TV, our fans can always check out the highlights of all of our shows and sports broadcasts by following our social media. Superfans can even get more access by watching live streams, video on demand, and more on our website and the Lubbock ISD YouTube channel. And for the fanatics who still can't get enough of Lubbock ISD TV, we have uncut footage of Rainin punching buttons on the director's board just for you. Keep up to date with all the things Lubbock ISD TV on all of our platforms.
Wait, how long have you been here?
I'm really excited. We're gonna work on our first LAISD Today show. It's gonna be super good. I'm so excited to work with everybody. Everybody's gonna do awesome.
The show starts in 5 minutes. Hurry up! Faster, faster! Come on, go! Turn back and forth. You drop all over the idiot!
You know what? If Dudley's gonna yell at us, let's go check out the script he's been working on.
Yeah. Only 5 words?
I can explain. I only had...
Welcome to Lubbock ISD Today!
Welcome back to Lubbock ISD Today. They say the biggest part of competition is that through it, we discover what we're capable of and how much more we can actually do than we ever believed possible. And right now, every one of our students in our program are competing in the Student Television Network Fall Challenge. We have students competing in vlogs, podcasts, storytelling, vertical storytelling, and even short films. And that's just a few of the competitions that we're in right now. And we look forward to doing these competitions all year long because we get to see what our team can come up together and see how hard they can work for one common goal, and that is to meet a deadline. See, deadlines are so important in our industry. Realistically, it can make or break a lot of people's careers in the TV world. Can you handle the stress of a hard deadline? And you can turn something great. Well, we're about to see. And I can't wait because deadline for our students' big competition is on Monday. Yeah, Monday. Now it's me, Mr. Ward, as I time out only on Lubbock ISD Today. Send it back to our team of 2 at the desk.
Looking forward to seeing those stories next week.
I know, that's right. And before we wrap up today's show, let's send it back over to Sarah Rose. One word, one last time, and one final look at our weather.
Sarah, is it going to be hot again this week?
Yeah, team. After tying the record high of 85 earlier this week, we're seeing cooler temps here on the South Plains. Let's take a quick look at our week ahead. We'll finally have fall-like temperatures here in Lubbock, where we see highs in the 60s and 70s for the majority of the week. Monday is a day to keep an eye on as we'll have nighttime showers. We're seeing close to 40% chance of rain that Monday night. So, if you like a roller coaster week of weather, we have it for you as we get ready for the final week before Thanksgiving break.
I forgot Thanksgiving break is after next week.
Honestly, I did too. This year is flying by.
Absolutely. And we want to say thank you so much for tuning into the 10th edition of Lubbock ISD Today.
Don't forget to follow our social media platforms for more amazing stories.
And we will see you next time on Lubbock ISD Today.
Technical Director, Lincoln Oglesby. Floor Director, Diego Molinar. Pro-Presenter Operator, James Pennington. Audio Engineer, Alana Patrick. With your hosts, myself, Aubrey Noble, and Sierra Davila. Weather with Sarah Rose. Sports with Jaden Lopez. And Tuned In with Elena Lucero. And a special shout out to Miss Roop's first year students for helping out with the 10th episode.
This has been a production of the students and staff at Lubbock ISD TV.
You know, it's no secret that we have extremely lucky to have everything we do here at Lubbock ISD TV, but we wanted to take a moment and pause to say thank you. Thank you for watching student-produced television right here on Lubbock ISD TV.